Yeah, we are. Now we're
Now
live.
we are.
We are live. Surprise. I bet you didn't expect to see us because, quite honestly, I was thinking of taking the day off. But
You're,
we're here because, we are here for you. For you. And who are you, by the way?
the Bo one to go, one John Colderize Lawson, and Chasing Lawson.
Profit over popularity. What about that?
That's right. That's right.
Hold on. Before we go any further, I'm Brent Leary.
Okay.
It's the one time of year I actually get to wear my patriotic Rams stuff.
All righty.
Hey, if I'm wearing anything patriotic, it's going to be Ram involved somehow.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Really?
Anyway, happy 4th of July.
Okay.
Why you say it like that? Okay.
Okay.
Isn't it a happy? I mean, it seems like a nice day.
Yes. Yes. It's a beautiful day in the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Aren't you getting ready to cook out or something?
No.
Oh, I thought you were doing a cookout.
No, I ain't doing shit.
Are you going to a cookout?
No, I'm not going to a cookout. Ain't nobody invite me to shit.
Damn, that sounds quite harsh.
I'm going over to the fireworks here in an hour
What,
or
on
two.
Stone Mountain?
No, Snellville. I'll go to the Snellville one. Stone Mountain goes on all week long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
But they charge for that.
How much?
I don't know. It used to be free. I mean, because I got a park pass, so you used to be able to go, but now they actually charge for that part. And
How
so
much are
I'm
they
not
charging?
paying. I don't know. I have to look that up.
The nerve.
Let's see.
The
I
unmitigated
know.
gall. I mean, come on.
I mean, you already pay to get in the park.
Yeah, I mean, come
Now
on.
they've added, I mean, Stone Mountain fireworks is an extra charge now.
I think they're doing too much.
They added their what do you call it? It's $5.
Spa dollars.
$5.
Oh, $5.
Right. So you pay $20 for per vehicle to get in the park.
I think they're doing too much.
They're doing too much. Then they want to charge you $5 to watch the damn laser show.
Shoot, I could watch that from my house. They've been fireworks going off in here since like Tuesday.
I mean, they have updated it. They got laser lights and they've got drones.
Oh, they got drones? Oh.
Yeah, at least one time I went, they did. I haven't been back in a while.
Mm.
Yeah, they I'm like, y'all crazy. I ain't paying extra.
Well, all I can say is I'm not involved in any of that, so
Oh, so it says mountain members usually attend the light show free.
Oh.
But on the 4th, it requires a ticket. Okay,
whatever. You're just pitching in, that's all.
Whatever.
All right.
Yes.
I got some it's 4th of July and all that. And I started my annual 4th of July. I think I've been doing this for like 17 or 18 years by reading what is 4th of July to the Slave by Frederick Douglass. It's required annual reading for me. Just reaffirms all that stuff. Then I also read a little bit. I don't read the whole thing, but a little bit of David Walker's Appeal that was written before Frederick Douglass thing. His was 1852. David Walker's Appeal was 1829. And if anybody out there interested in like some of the early writings of colored folks looking about getting their independence in the early days, or just asking a very great question: what to the slave is 4th of July? You can't call that Independence Day, not for them. So mean, I want to check those things out. That's some good reading there. Good stuff.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Anyway, we can ask that same question. Well, not that same question, but what to the billionaire is the 4th of July? Because Sam Altman, he had something to say. He put it out on X. Interesting. He put it on
Okay.
X. It's pretty interesting. He put it on X. Um, he's not big on identities, he says, but I am extremely proud to be an American. Yeah, okay, that's understandable. But here he is, second paragraph. Let me read that. Let me put that. I guess that's about as big as I can get it. I believe in techno capitalism. We should encourage people to make tons of money and then also find ways to widely distribute wealth and share the compounding magic of capitalism. That's quite the sentence. I bet Sammy thought a
Sounds
little
like
bit on that one.
ChatGPT wrote that.
It might have been. One doesn't work without the other. You cannot raise the floor and not also raise the ceiling. You can say raise the roof. I like raise the roof better. For very long. The world should get richer every year through science and technology, but everyone has to be in the up elevator. I think the government usually does a worse job than markets. And so we need to encourage our culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. I also believe that education is critically important to keeping the American edge. And then the last thing here it is. I believe this when I was 20, when I was 30, and now I am 40 and still believe it. The Democratic Party seems reasonably aligned with it when I was 20, losing the plot when I was 30, and completely to have moved somewhere else at this point. So now I am politically homeless, but that's fine. I care much, much more about being American than any political party. I like that. Now, I'd rather hear from candidates about how they're going to make everyone have the stuff billionaires have, I guess billionaires have, instead of how they are going to eliminate billionaires. The great American experiment has always been messy. I am hopeful for another great 250 years. Happy for it. Just want to read that whole thing. What do you think? What do you think about what he had to say?
No, I don't care. Not really. It wasn't all that. I don't know. It didn't move me at all. Honestly, nothing there was all that exciting. I don't, honestly, no. I mean, I'm not a Democrat, so
Yeah, neither am I.
yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Uh, uh I don't. I don't know. What stood out to you that made you want to read it?
Well, let me let's see if I go back. Do you believe in techno capitalism? I mean, that's a new one on me. I'm not
Now,
sure.
about still
Yeah.
mean like define it. You
Well, I think
know.
it's technology driven capitalism. Like
Okay.
whoever has the best tech or creates the best tech wins. Apparently, that's what I think it means.
Yeah. I mean, but it's like, but what is what what does it mean? Believe? How do you not believe it?
Well, I think what it means to him specifically, since he's the head of a company
Techno
that,
capitalism.
well, that seems to kind of be on the forefront. I would say,
Right. Yeah.
along with a handful of others. I think it means something to those handful, and I'm guessing
Right.
it means something completely different from folks who aren't in that in that very small category.
Yeah.
And I also thought the line, because I know apparently, uh let me see if I can go back to this. I think I haven't heard this directly, but and this guy must have said the guy that won the Democratic primary in New York for the mayor's race. What's his name? Zohan, something I can't,
Okay.
something like
I
that.
know who you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I don't
He
know his name.
apparently he said something like there should never be any billionaires or something like that.
Oh, really?
Something like that. And so that's why I wanted to read all this, because Then he goes to, he says why he thinks how the Democratic Party has left him, and then he had that line about, I'd rather hear from candidates about how they are going to make everyone have the stuff billionaires have instead of how they are going to eliminate the billionaires. I completely agree with that in kind of theory, but we all know there's only going to be a certain number of small percentage of people who are ever going to make that level.
Yeah.
I mean, now he's calling that guy out, and I don't agree with the elimination of billionaires. I'm a capitalist. I think that if people have an idea and they work hard and they do what they have to do, and of course there some people have a little bit more luck and a lot more opportunity on their side, but if they do all that they can do and they end up being a millionaire, I don't see any problem with that. I don't think there's a need to eliminate. She just reached a billion dollar status. Sorry, get the firing squad right. I mean, that doesn't. I don't think that's. We don't need to do that. But
No, I think they really want to just like cap the amount of wealth people can.
yeah, and but that also caps. Well, let me go back to another thing he said that I did agree with. Let me bring this back. I think he said it was that on the first slide. Yeah. We should encourage people to make tons of money and then also find ways to widely distribute wealth and share the what does he say, share the compounding magic of capital. I agree with that. I really do. I agree with that in theory. Once again, it's in theory, because in reality that never happens. That share the I
I
don't think
know.
that
I mean,
happens.
that's no, nor wealth distribution. So it's
Well,
like,
I think you see wealth distribution, but it's usually going up. Like this new, what they call it, the big horrible bill or whatever it's called. That's a distribution of wealth, but it's towards the upper end of folks,
right.
unfortunately. So I
Yeah.
agree with it, but in theory, it really sounds great. But when has that theory ever been made reality? That's
Never.
that's the issue.
Yeah. That's why I was like, whatever.
Those are nice
Blah,
words.
blah, blah. Yeah.
And here's the other thing, I guess. Now, and I don't know how I would be if I was a billionaire. I mean, I could theorize, but I don't know if I'd actually do that. But when you have the billions and you are told by somebody else that you need to share your wealth, I'm guessing you're going to take a bit of an offense to that. Who are you to tell me what I should or should? Now, if I do something and let's say I would plan to do that, yeah, but I don't like people telling me what I can or can't do, and I have to feel like the billionaire class is definitely like that, because I'm like that, and I ain't nowhere near damn a billionaire. I don't want anybody telling me what to do.
Not with the things that I earned.
No, no. So I agree with that, but I also know this is let's get the reality here. That's why they have lobbies. That's why rich people are and companies that have lots of money, they hire lobbyists to protect their interests, to protect their rights, to protect their money from folks who don't have it but
Yeah.
want to legislate it into law. It's such a weird thing. Let's say, hey Pierre, let's see what Pierre has to say. The problem is that the work associated with paying for that work is being decoupled in small ways. AOC was right when she explained that millionaires no longer are physically working to earnings. Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, yeah, most of their wealth is being earned without them having to punch a clock and say it like that. It's philosophical, but also problematic in discussing solutions like universal basic income. Yeah, it's just it's such a hard thing
Well, I
because
mean, I think there is a case for UBI at this point.
for you to be
Definitely would
what?
for UBI, universal
Oh,
basic
okay,
income.
okay. Well, yeah,
as we move
I think
forward
there is.
into.
Yeah, I agree with you on
Definitely.
that. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Gotta take a pill.
Chill pill?
I don't know. Starting to take this glucosamine,
What is that for?
bone and joint shit.
Okay.
That's what it's for.
Pierre
Joint
says,
support.
"What?
Joint support supplement.
Just keep those handy in a couple years. I might need some, but we'll see." Um,
Hey, it definitely works.
Pierre says, "Oh, and happy fourth. Heavy, complicated topic for." Well, just think about Fred Douglass being asked to make a speech on the 4th of July about Independence Day. I mean, can you imagine what? Well, we know what he ended up saying, but good Lord, is it any more difficult than that? Like you're a fugitive slave, and a group of people want you to speak about what does this stuff mean to you as in terms of the Independence Day of the country? That would, man, how would you have handled that? I'm just, because he's in
Dude,
front.
I still do it to this day. So,
You still do it. Well, he did it, and he did it. He was hard with his. I mean, he didn't hold back a damn thing. But how? That's such that you got to give that guy a lot of credit. He could have just said something weak, you know. So the country is great, capitalism is great, and all that. But he's like, no, what the hell is this to me? Oh, I love that's like a brilliant way to. You're gonna ask me this? You want me to speak about this? Really? What is this to me? I'm not free.
yeah, the fourth shouldn't be a party. It should be a mirror.
It should be recognition of how this country started and under what tenets it started and
Why it started?
yeah, why it
Are
started.
are we moving towards that goal or further away?
Yeah, that's not very celebratory. When you're not
Probably not.
gonna eat a hamburger and drink a beer and talk about that. I mean, no, it's so much more easier to talk about the highs, the accomplishments. But
I mean, it's just something I don't really get into.
well, I think
But I will
it's
eat
complicated.
a rib.
Just give me one rib.
Just one rib. How much for one rib? I mean, it's like, whatever. It's just another day. I think my personal independence
Yeah,
is a testimony of freedom just in its own existence at this point. So,
I look, and it was just an interesting to me, an
yes.
interesting reaction to somebody that most people hadn't even heard of before this. He surprised everybody with winning, and this guy says he's a socialist. Um, so I could
Who?
see the guy that won the Democratic primary for the New York
Oh,
mayor.
oh,
He
so
calls
he's
himself a
calling
socialist.
himself,
Yeah, he
he
calls himself
calls
a socialist.
himself a socialist.
So I can
Okay.
see where techno capitalist folks would take umbrage with that. And I think if he said, there should be no building, I don't agree with that. I mean, come on.
No, I'm not going that far.
How can you tell somebody who might have worked hard and took a lot of chances and risks and
Yeah,
that was
some do, but that's not, let one thing that there's one misnomer. One misnomer is that uh, because you have a lot of money, you actually worked hard.
well,
That's,
yeah, I don't agree
that's
with that
such a
misnomer.
misnomer.
No, I don't. I would say that you could work hard and you could have still had a leg up and you still could have had some luck.
I mean, the hardest working people I know are usually the poorest. So,
Anybody working physically hard day
yes,
in and day out, they ain't making billions of dollars.
usually not.
No,
So,
but I don't
I
think it's
don't think
right.
there's a correlation between work and wealth.
No, because there's luck.
Ooh,
There's luck. Well, no, I mean, there's luck involved. There's lack of opportunity involved. And there is, some people are hard work. It's not maybe physically hard
Yeah,
work, but
not
there's
saying that you're
definitely,
not.
yeah, there's so many things that have to come together. But when you're somebody that's, picking groceries or something, you got a longer and harder road to hoe than somebody who was left with millions of dollars, great connections, and has access to even more money and resources to do whatever they want to do. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
that's
mean,
just obvious.
yeah, you're born into a wealthy family and you make more wealth. I don't think that's the same as the guy that used to pick oranges and now
Nah,
owns the farm. I mean,
no,
it's a whole different, you know,
of course. But like I said,
trajectory.
I don't think you should be limited just because somebody says you need to do this because,
Is that what they say? I don't
well,
understand
how do you eliminate
what.
billionaires? You
Well,
take
I
their
don't know.
money? I
I think
mean,
that's what a lot of people's like. Look, once you make so and such money, then all the other money goes back to who? Where? I
well,
don't understand. Where we? What are we going to do with the money?
there. I mean, look, a lot of them, a lot of billionaires, they give money. They give the charities and stuff like that. So I'm not
Yeah,
putting them down
absolutely.
like that. But they also take that money and try to make more money. And so and it shouldn't be. It should be up to them. I mean, they got to live with themselves. If they all they want to do is make money, you can't really stop them from doing that, can you? I mean, you could tax them, I guess, and I'm okay with that.
I mean, there are countries that do that. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
but do you want to live in one of them countries? Like, all right, we're gonna say if you make over I'm just saying just a number. If you're worth more than $1 million, we're gonna take everything you own that goes over that. We're just gonna distribute it. I'm not for that. I'm sorry, that ain't me. I don't want to live in that kind of country either.
Right. But that's not socialism necessarily.
Well, no, that isn't. But this guy says he claims that he is that he's a proud socialist. I think. Yeah. Pierre says, I think the scary part now is that millionaires are finding ways to divest or invest, in things that they are not good at, and worse, harms community. Elon's political interest in Memphis data center. Yeah, these data center things. Yeah, I agree. And there's a lot of people saying that he's mad at this big beautiful bill thing because it cut out something he was very interested when it comes to what he's doing with Tesla.
Yeah, I mean, that is, yeah. Well, I'm with Elon on that.
I'm with
Definitely.
anybody who is, but see, is he interested because of self interest, or is he interested because it's really the betterment for the country? How do you
I
determine?
think he's always. I think I don't think it's self interest as much as
Mm.
people want it to feel. You know, I mean, he'll make money
But
no
how
matter
can
what.
but how can you when you know there's billions at stake for something that he was apparently hoping would come to pass?
He was
And
leading the charge for us to change from fossil fuel to reusable energy.
which would help. So I'm guessing he thought that would be good for his Tesla business.
Ah,
It might also be
I,
good for the country. I'm not saying it might
well,
not,
I'm just
but
saying,
it's
I
kind of
don't think
hard to
it's
say.
cart
Oh,
before the horse, though.
it might be, but
Which came first, chicken or egg? Was it his desire to
mm.
be energy independent from fossil fuels, or was it to have an electric car? I
Well,
don't think, I think the electric car was an afterthought, and it was a good way to invest for him, you know, in that idea.
I think him and Sam travel are well. I think Sam is traveling the path that Elon's been on for a while, which is, didn't he say in his 20s he was a Democrat or whatever, believed it? He said in his 30s he still believe it, 40s he doesn't. What's the difference? Besides, he's older now. Yeah, I don't think OpenAI was around
Oh,
when he was 20. I don't think he was worth $10 billion or whatever it is. when he's
I think a
and
lot of people feel that. I think a lot of people go on that trajectory.
well, I think they do, but when like I'm sure you're a little bit more conservative than you were back in the day. I know I am, and I'm not talking about like socially. I'm talking more like fiscal conservative, because
Yeah,
we're closer to the end than we were at the beginning at this point,
right.
and you
I
need to
mean,
have
and
a
then
certain.
these same people that were, kind of hippies are now Republicans.
Well,
You know?
it's the people when it comes to Elon, at least people point to why he had his falling out with the Democrats is when Biden formed that committee on was electric vehicles or something like that,
And didn't
something,
include them.
and didn't include them. I mean, now that was dumb. This guy has been at the leading front of the electric car movement in this country, at least from the beginning. And because there are some people probably I
And
don't
that's
think.
why he's having a fallout with this
Well,
party.
that's what
Same
I'm
reason.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying there's a road that Elon has paved that Sam is walking or driving right through. It's because now they have the money and the position to do even more of what they want, and they don't want people like this Zohan guy in New York to tell the come close to being able to have what he's talking about actually come to pass. I don't think it would, regardless. But him saying that gives these guys more of a reason to say the stuff that they're saying. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hey, Dino, can
Hey,
we buy
Dino,
the
what's
AI
up?
marketing manage? Can we buy the AI
Hey,
marketing manager anywhere?
anywhere. Yes, you can.
Oh, is this a book or
And
something?
check, yeah,
No.
check my timeline on Monday. Okay. On Monday by noon, it will be up. I will make that available to everyone. We got to I gotta go into production. So I'm gonna take pre-orders starting this weekend at some point. So definitely by Monday there'll be a button.
Are we done?
Yeah, that's my new book.
Just want
It's
to
my
make
new
sure.
it's my new book.
Dino came in all hot, didn't even say hello. How are you? Just what about the damn book?
Well, it's a book plus it's actually a
There's
program.
a program. Well,
Yeah,
Dino better get that program.
get with the program, bro.
Get with the damn program.
Yeah.
Oh, now he circled back around.
We're
I,
doing well, man. Thank you.
we just talking, man. That's all.
We
Just
miss you,
talking.
Dino.
I don't know who the hell Dino is, so I don't. You
Well, I'm
saying
talking
we?
about TSP.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's one of our TSP
So he was down with
alums.
TSP.
That's right.
All
Yeah.
right.
And that's funny too when we're thinking about. I mean, we teach capitalism really overall in TSP. Capitalism brings uh, a unique form of freedom.
Oh,
So
whenever you have resources, you have more freedom than folks who don't have
definitely.
resources. That gives you more options. I mean, I'm sure the person that's picking the fruit, if given the alternative, would not be picking the fruit. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to pick fruit?
No,
No, I don't want to pick fruit.
no, absolutely not. Not even for fun. I remember you could go to the strawberry place and pick your own strawberries. No, no, thank you.
Yeah, Elon changed. He was intriguing when he was focused on the EV infrastructure. Since acquiring X, he has shifted towards seeking influence and spiraling badly is his Achilles heel. Hmm.
I
Well,
think it's his drug use, but okay.
I think it was yeah, he was doing good. I mean, not only the Tesla, with SpaceX, with the satellite. I mean, he
Yeah,
was he was tackling much more complicated things in businesses before he,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, he wanted to get into X because I guess he wanted the not only the influence, I think he wanted people always talking about him, and because he would be commenting on everything that was coming down the pike. When you are doing what you were doing, why does that even matter? I mean, you're SpaceX, you're Tesla, you're whatever the satellite. I can't ever remember the satellite,
Yeah.
but
And
those are
now you're a
good
troll.
things. Yeah, you've been a troll for a while now,
I know, it's so weird.
and I don't want Sam going down there. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't even that. You know what? That's that is a problem. I don't. That's what I think that when you initially read it, I'm like, why do I care what Sam thinks? Just bro, when is GPT-5 coming out? I mean, that is that's I don't need all that from him.
And
You
let me go
know,
in
I
a little
mean,
bit.
Warren Buffett doesn't talk about this stuff. I
He
don't
was
get
always
it.
in the background. But
Yeah, I don't, why do these people want to do this now? It's so weird.
this is from the information. It's time to take Anthropic and OpenAI their wild revenue projections serious.
And what's their wild revenue projections?
6 months ago or so, when OpenAI and Anthropic projected how much revenue they would generate this year, the figures might have sounded crazy. Not anymore. This week, I don't know who the hell Natasha is. Somebody from the information, I guess. Natasha and I reported that Anthropic has passed 4 billion in annualized revenue,
Wow.
up from 3 billion rate just a month ago, and about a million billion at the start of the year. That's exponential growth. At that growth rate, the company should easily pass its base case projection of 2 billion in revenue for the year, and hitting 4 billion in actual revenue, the optimistic case, looks well within sight. OpenAI is a similar story, having just passed 10 billion in annualized revenue. That makes its goal of generating 13 billion in revenue in 2025 also look more than reasonable,
Yeah,
even
they're gonna
without
blow
the
that.
guaranteed 3 billion sum that SoftBank promised to pay OpenAI annually for its products starting this year. So these are that
These
Anthropic one
numbers
was
are crazy.
crazy.
These
At the
numbers are
beginning of the year,
crazy.
it was one, and now they're gonna be tracking four.
Wow.
So these folks are they're they're printing money at this point,
And they're just getting started.
and that's why I think he's elevating his profile to talk like he is. Because let's face it, you get more attention, you get more possibility of whatever you want happening
Just,
happen.
man, just you get GPT-5 rolled out. Just shut up.
Dino says they haven't turned on the ad platform yet.
What? Yeah, that's a good point, Dino.
You know that is coming at some point.
They have to. That's the only way you're going to be able to drive traffic.
Here's another thing when it comes to this stuff too. I think I have this.
No organic traffic anymore.
Let's see.
I read a story about that. I'm like, that's crazy.
Now they're branching out potentially with even more partnerships. Apple weighs using Anthropic or OpenAI to power Siri. Siri needs something.
Yeah, of course. And they uh, this should have been the trajectory, but I don't
Man,
think they understood the game. They
Apple
didn't
was too
understand the game.
busy trying to build cars for some damn reason.
They didn't
Uh,
understand the game.
and that Vision Pro thing that was nobody want to pay no $3,500 for a pair of glasses.
Just dumb.
Siri
Dumb.
was came out in 2011 and hasn't gotten well. I don't think it's gotten much smarter since day one. They
Yeah,
should have
but I
been
mean,
thinking about this.
it's an old tech. I
I
mean,
know,
it's you,
but they were
you can't just
no. I
turn
guess what I'm saying is
that
they
into.
had the opportunity to be
No,
miles
they
ahead on
didn't.
this stuff.
No, they
They
didn't.
did. They
No,
did.
they didn't.
They did.
They did not.
They did. They just didn't
Okay,
know what it. They were focused on other stuff. They already have what, 1 billion devices out there, people in people's hands. They could have been loading up really
Yeah,
if they
but
really knew
they didn't.
AI.
They didn't invent Siri. You know that, right?
No, but they put it on a phone in 2011 before
Okay.
anything
Well,
else was out
in the
there.
same way, they can put
Yeah,
OpenAI or
14
Anthropic on a
years
phone.
too late. I mean,
Oh, I don't think it's. Look, okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Pierre says I had wished Apple has its own
So did
AI. They
they.
do. They have Apple Intelligence. Is
No,
it?
they don't. No, they do not. That's the whole
That's why.
reason why
That's why I'm
their
saying.
shareholders are suing them. That's
Well,
why
that's
they're getting
because they
sued
missed the freaking
by
boat.
their shareholders.
They missed the freaking boat. Now I'm
What
not
did he
saying.
say? Wait, let me
Oh,
read
let's
the
read the
rest
whole
because I
thing.
didn't
I
finish
had
his
wished
thought.
Apple had its own AI, but I think now a partnership is inevitable.
Absolutely.
Would be interesting if they pick something less obvious than Mistral.
Like Mistral. Um, hmm. I don't know. I mean, at this point, they could. I don't think they need all the bells and whistles. They just need something that's functional.
Well, here's the thing. A buddy of mine, we're on a different show. We got in this conversation around um, AI startups and VCs, and this also PE, uh, personal what private equity. So you have VCs, private equity, and now you have something. I don't know if you're familiar with this. It's called the family offices. Are you familiar with that term? It's another kind of organization, a very small group of people that they have this structure that allows them to tool up to like $100 million or $50 million together, and they're treated as an investment, but not the same kind of treatment that private equity firms and VCs get. They call them family offices, and apparently they are growing like crazy. Partially because they are more willing to actually do investing now than currently the VCs are, because the VCs are like, hey, we've got tons of money, we'd love to throw at this stuff. But a lot of these AI startups are nothing more than, as he put it, uh LLMs on top of a GPT. So
You
it's
mean
not,
a
or
GPT on top
prompts
of an
on top of a
LLM?
G prompts on top of a GPT. So it's like they're not really companies with really with actual business and monetization models. They are prompts on top of the technology. So
Yeah, but I
VCs are,
mean, what's wrong with that?
well, VCs are like, no, that's too. There's no moat for those kind of companies. They're just, a prompt. Somebody will backward engineer the prompt, and there goes your business model. So there's a lot of VC money sitting out there trying to find a real AI startup that has something more than just a cool prompt. And apparently they're not impressed with what's out there now. But there's these little organizations called family offices now that are willing to throw some money out there. It's not going to be the big money that a lot of these companies want, but they
Yeah,
seem to
but I
be.
mean, you're not. Look, you're not going to be able to do that with you know family money.
No, it's not. It's not just family money. There's a lot of angel investors that are partnering up and creating these family offices, not going to the level that the big time VC companies have in terms of the pool of money that they have. But they want to pull up some money so that they can do more than what they could do on their own. So
Yeah.
they call them these family offices. I had never heard of this term before, but apparently I looked it up. It's actually a growing thing when it comes to company VC, well, not VCs, but another kind of group of people
Ways to fund your money, to
investing.
fund
Yeah.
your. Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out. It's
Cool.
really interesting. I'm like, what the hell is, I mean,
No, I've not heard of family money
yeah. Eric Winchester, ChatGPT is in a branded
in
wrapper.
a
Yeah,
branded
kind of
wrapper.
like, yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
pretty much
yeah.
everything right now. And the thing is, in order to be a startup, you need to create a chat GPT
Yeah, but
or
there's
an open AI, actually.
but that's
Because,
I think the thing is a lot of
you
those
know,
bigger VCs are like they want to go for big opportunities and put big money into
that's what I'm
big
saying. It needs
opportunities.
big money
Well, they don't see a lot of these AI startups. They don't see those as lasting businesses because they look at
because
it as,
they're just wrappers.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they are. They're all rappers,
Well,
you know.
at some point, like there, you need to be more than a rapper if you want to attract the kind of money that's actually sitting out there. I see all sorts of people saying, "Oh, there's so much money," but these VCs, a lot of them are just sitting it out, wait, or they're trying, and they'll when they identify one that really has something, then they all go in at it
Mm.
because there's
Well,
just
they need to take their ass to China. Telling you, man, the Chinese are just killing it.
I mean, they're doing stuff. I don't know if they're killing it.
They really
They
are
haven't made
killing
a
it,
they
man.
haven't made a dent here, that's for sure.
Well, no, they haven't, you know, but it's coming. It's coming.
All I know is the companies that uh at least here, like the Nvidias, the Broadcoms, even the AMDs, and then the software, the hyperscalers, all those. Oracle is just killing it right now.
It's
I,
the robots. Robots are the next thing.
yeah, and they're all. I mean, I was at the Salesforce's Connections event, and they were showing how their agent building platform, Agent Force, is able to like control robotic dogs to do certain tasks, automated tasks. They're all gonna be playing in this space, but
Yeah,
I
that's the
think
new space, man.
yeah, the robotics, and that's once again, Jensen Huang was talking about that while everybody was talking about agentic AI. He was already talking about this stuff, and now everybody seems to be catching up. I'm just saying, China is more of a catch up kind of thing. You don't see them actually getting out ahead of things. They seem to be great. All right, this is going to happen. We can make it. We can do it more efficiently.
Man, I'm telling you, the
There's
robots
something to
in
be had.
China are insane. The EV cars in China are insane. The phones in China are insane. It's just not here in America.
That's because
It's
here in
just
America, you do have some
Chinese
regulatory and safety things that
technology
you have
is
to do certain things.
insane.
Yes, because
And I
they
will
have no
tell you,
safety
this
regulations. I
is
mean,
why Elon is so pissed, because we are going to lose the race to China because we are trying to figure out how to keep people in West Virginia employed with coal. It is the most insane thing. That for me is, yeah, I can't even. It's just we're gonna lose this race pretty bad. We keep
I,
playing around.
I don't think we're going to lose a race because this guy is not going to be around forever, and he's the
Yeah,
only
but
one looking back.
a lot of the, we're
Oh,
just we're spending a lot of time, effort, and money. And you just think about it, Brent. It doesn't take long. Doesn't take long. Yeah, a $1 billion company going to 4 billion in a year. It doesn't take long.
but I guess what I'm saying is that would not happen in China because they don't have the kind of
Capitalism. That's what
well
they're
they don't
missing.
that's part of it. The thing that they do have is lack of regulation and lack of safety that allows them to do certain things that will never be done here
Yeah.
because there's something to be said about not killing people, your technology not running down folks or doing
Yeah.
things.
Well,
You got
I
to
don't
have
know.
certain
That's changing here too. That's
um
that's changing here too.
only for certain things that this
Well,
guy.
I mean, they've removed all restrictions for AI.
Well, not
Matter of
all
fact,
because
they've
they
actually outlawed restrictions for
not
AI.
but they haven't outlawed
Well,
Nvidia.
state managed
I guess I
restrictions.
was saying they still are not letting Nvidia sell stuff to China.
Yeah, but
That
that doesn't that China didn't found a way around that.
yeah, well, not like they would want. Not the doors are not open anywhere near the way they would like to be able to do that kind of stuff.
No, but
So there's all sorts of weird machinations going on with this stuff.
I know,
It's
but
still in a lot of flux. I mean, nobody truly knows where this shit is going yet.
no, they don't. I just feel like we're stumbling when it comes to energy. and energy is what
Well, that's the
makes
big
this thing run.
yeah, that's the big challenge right now.
Yeah, and that's what makes this run. I mean,
Yes.
it's similar to I remember we were talking one day about e-commerce and how e-commerce could grow, but it's always the throttle is always the last mile. I mean, if you don't have enough infrastructure for the truck to get to the house, e-commerce can't grow. And that's the way electricity is for what we're doing. Power is going to be the most important resource. And
It
we'll be
already
burning
is.
coal,
It already is. Uh,
and other
I
people will be using reusable energy.
well, Eric Schmidt, in that conversation from a couple months ago, he wasn't talking about renewable energy. He said we need 90 nuclear power plants just to cover
Mm,
the power we need in just the U.S.
mm.
I mean, so what
I
is
think I
that?
saw something. I think I saw something about. I think he mentioned China recently
He might
and
have.
what he was seeing in China versus the U.S. Let me look that up.
Well, I bet now that when you talk about power, China would be, I would say that's probably one of their biggest edges because they don't give a damn about ecology or anything like that. They'll put that kind of stuff up because, we need power. All right. And they'll have people living in those little houses and right next to these smokestacks and stuff. And they don't care. But I think I don't want the country. I want I want the power, but I don't want to be like looking out my window and seeing like a whole thing of plume of smoke coming at me like 24/7 just to get some
Yeah,
power. I don't think
yeah,
we want to go that route.
yeah. But and then another thing is too. It's like their smoke is our smoke.
Yeah, it eventually will affect us at some point. Yeah.
Okay, so he said the shrinking gap because that's what it was. He said he warned that China has dramatically closed the AI gap between China and the US, which was what was once a 2 to 3 year technological advantage has shrunk to less than 1 year.
That's almost sort of like that's what it is today until something new comes over here, and then you have to take that into consideration. And that's
Possibly.
usually that's usually the way it goes. It doesn't usually go from China to here. It usually goes from here to China. Now,
Yes,
when that happens to change, then we're in trouble. But I haven't seen
that's
that yet.
true. That's true. We'll see.
I mean, I'm not saying
We'll
it
see. I
can't
don't.
happen.
I don't. Yeah. I don't think we're that far away anymore. I don't think we're that far away. Yes, it's still going this way, but I don't think we're that far away in the future where that could change.
When should we be concerned about that?
Yesterday.
I haven't seen anything yet that would say, "Oh my god!" Like the deep seek thing. That was to me a fake out because they're doing things cheaper and more efficiently, but they're still doing the things that were being done over here. And I'm not saying there isn't a good place for that. There is a good place for that. That also keeps the cost down here, you would hope. Because if they can do it cheaper, then you're gonna have to match them. But I just haven't seen where they have leapfrogged. Like, can you
No,
imagine
they haven't.
like back in the 50s or 60s during the race to space,
The space, yeah,
and we thought we were ahead, and then the Russians brought out Sputnik and that Yari Gagarin, and they beat us to space, and that freaked the hell out of the whole country. And then they built NASA, and within a decade, they landed a man on the moon. I
maybe.
haven't seen anything that freaks out us yet to that level.
Right. Well, I don't think it's that far away, but we'll see.
I want to see
I think
what would it be.
2026, this time, if we keep playing around, we might see some robots that'll freak us out.
But see, here's where I think we're still good. And it goes back. How do you like this? We're going to end the way we began. We've
Mm,
got the best techno capitalists in the world, bar
yeah,
none.
for sure.
And that's where you're glad you have those kind of folks, and you're glad that there are no caps on being a billionaire, because you want those folks to dream big, to think big, to lead on big things. Because if as long as you got that, as out of whack and out of balance as our economy is, at
That's
least
going to drive it.
yeah. And so I think I agree with a lot of what Altman said, but definitely in theory more than in reality.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to end the show.
So you can go out and spend your $5 and
I could go out and get me a rib.
already just put it in my hand.
I just, yes. If I just lick the fingers.
Oh, Jesus. Thank you for that visual. All right. Well, thanks to Eric, our boy Pierre, and Dino. Wow, we missed our girl Amber. Although y'all went to, how was the prom? Y'all went to the
The
prom, didn't
prom was amazing. It
you?
was beautiful. It was awesome. I mean, yeah, I forgot we didn't even talk about last week. Last week was amazing.
Give us the cliff notes.
Oh, it was a concert every day. All of the speakers were homegrown speakers, uh, deca millionaires in revenue generated. It was just an amazing time to celebrate 10 years of TSP and topping it off with a concert by Music Soul Child.
Oh damn, how's
Uh,
he doing?
eh, he sounds great.
Okay.
He does. I don't know. He didn't dress up, and so that bothered me. But other than that, he sounded great, and his
What was he
background
wearing?
dancers were crazy good.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he looked like a bum. But I was like, what the hell, man, bro? We are dressed to the nines, and you look homeless. I didn't get it, but he didn't get the memo.
He got the check.
Just teasing. But he sounded great. He did all the songs that people wanted to hear. So,
J.R.
you know,
Bird said it was amazing. And John looked
uh,
all right. You could have just left it at TSP was
I
amazing.
did look good. Thank you, JR. You
Yeah.
look good too, brother. We was looking good together.
You were two good
Whatever.
looking Negroes.
We was some good. Everybody was looking good.
I'm happy for
I couldn't
y'all.
I was amazed.
I am happy for you guys.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And you said our boy JB?
And JB, Jeffrey Alexander Brathwaite, is one of our new members. Isn't that
Dang,
crazy?
that
Isn't
is
that crazy?
something.
That is something. I was like, what? And
That is
it sucked. I wasn't able to be at the table when he got, his new badge and stuff. But
that is such a positive thing
yes,
for a number of reasons.
yes, it is. So that's very exciting.
Courtney said you
Easter
were
sharp.
Easter sharp.
Easter sharp. That's hilarious. Everybody
You,
was
you,
Easter sharp.
did you
Yes.
have some Jordans on?
I did have Jordans on.
See, all right, all right, all right. Now you talking. You know,
And the
I have.
funny thing was, here's the funny thing.
Yeah,
I've been walking so much, right? And just because it's all 4 days for us. And I was like, man, my feet are going to be on fire tonight in these patent leather shoes. And one of the coaches, Coach Tiffany, was like, well, you should just get some sneakers. And then she pulls up her phone and like, you could get them delivered
damn.
on Instacart. I was like, I'm going to do it.
So you ordered up some shoes on Instacart?
And they got there 15 minutes before I left the room.
Damn. And they fit all right?
Yeah, they were perfect.
Dang.
And I was very happy.
What kind
And
of
you
tip
know, the
did you
funny thing is,
wait a minute. What kind of tip did you give for that?
you don't have to give a tip.
Oh, you are kidding me.
Instacart, I don't think they have a tip
You can tip some way. They take
on
digital tip.
Instacart. I didn't see. I don't think you can.
You cannot ever talk about me.
Whatever, man.
Not
Hey,
ever
let me
talk
just
about
tell you,
me.
the shoes that I bought were on sale. Okay. So I picked up, I opened the box and it's got a tag on the shoe that is $30 less than what I paid. So there you go.
So
Somebody got a
because
good
you
tip.
got a good,
Somebody got a tip.
Mm. Well, I'm happy for you.
Anyway.
The TSP phenomena continues. Everybody seems very
Yes.
nice that I've met through you.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. It's a
I
great community.
can't say anything, um, except for I miss our what's the girl's name that's all over the world? Like she lives in different places all over the world during the course of the year.
Oh, yes.
Shay
You miss Shay?
Shay was cool.
Shay's over in uh like Korea or
Damn,
somewhere. No, not even Korea. I want to say Vietnam last time.
Vietnam.
Yeah, she was in Vietnam
Oh, tell her to
last time.
buy some stuff and send it over for free.
No, she can't do that. She has to bring it over.
Oh man,
Yeah, if you got to send it over, it's going to cost her 10%.
damn, JR is keeping you straight.
Yeah,
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
All right.
He's out there in Vietnam.
All right. Well,
Awesome.
this is cool. If I was a joining kind of person, I think I would check that out.
Come join.
Yeah, I'm not a joiner.
Uh,
I would love to be a joiner, but I'm not.
yeah, he would be no fun.
Christine Smith is saying, "Hey."
He would be no fun.
I
Brad.
don't know Christine. Is she another TSP person?
She's a TSP person. She's out of Jersey. She's a
Straight
dancing
out of
queen.
Jersey. You know, my boy Redman. Time for some action. She's out of Jersey. What does she do?
She is a dance instructor.
Nice.
She owns a dance studio.
Okay.
Yes. And she's got a new book coming out.
On what?
A dance.
It could be something else. I don't know her.
You know.
New Jersey is in the house. Remember that song back in the day? Remember that song, Brooklyn's in the house? You remember who did that?
Who?
I'm trying to think what that guy, because as soon as she said New Jersey, I started thinking Brooklyn's in the house. You don't remember that song?
No. That's all it said is Brooklyn's in the house?
Well, that's not, but that was the hook. Brooklyn's in the house,
No. You were all in that house music, bro.
Oh, no, it was a rap song, man.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like
it might be like something like Cut Master DC. Look who showed up. Amber.
Hey, Amber.
We were just talking about you two and your prom pictures from TSP. I was like, dang, that's a pretty nice corsage she got. Y'all look cute.
No, that was actually part of the centerpiece that was on the tables.
Oh,
so everybody.
Yeah, Cut Master. I thought it was Cut Master.
There you go.
Cut Master. Courtney,
way to go, about. Courtney.
I was like, maybe I need DJ Center.
Winner chicken dinner.
Beautiful.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, thank you, thank you, Amber. I really.
DJ Cento said something funny about you. I can't remember what it was.
I'm okay with his humor because us DJs, we have that.
No, I think it was about like, look, he ain't no DJ. Something like that.
Shut the hell up.
Something like that.
He told you to shout me out. That's all. Don't be trying to front. Thank you, Amber. I would love to say I missed you too, but I don't like going to stuff.
He doesn't leave his house unless he has to.
But I love that picture of y'all. I kept on saying, what's the slow song for 2025? Because back in the day when we went to the prom, there's that slow jam we all.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't listen to the radio.
Amber, you mean your boy didn't tell you I'm a
He
skilled
is
DJ?
not a DJ. He is
I
a
used to be
DJ in his
I
dreams.
used to be on the radio back in the day.
He was, yes, as a child, he played records.
I was on the radio.
Oh my
You know
gosh.
what they used to, no, I'm not giving my DJ name because that's kind of embarrassing now, but because that is like, man, that was a long time ago. That was a
Ah,
hell of a long time ago.
oh
Yeah,
my
you
god.
now, Amber, your boy said that Music Soul Child looked like a homeless man. Is that true? Please let me know if that was true or not, because that would be kind of.
Ah, I did not
You did say
say
something like
he,
that.
something like that. It was close.
I only remember that one song from him. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm not trying to pressure you.
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
Just can't stop thinking about you. Yes.
it was a memorable song because the way he sang it was a little different than you used to hearing people sing. But he had a good
Yeah.
voice.
He's got a great voice, man. He
Yeah.
sounded really good. There you go.
Dang. Okay. Okay. Well, he gave a whole concert. What is that? Like 5 songs for him?
No.
I can't.
Oh my
Was he
god.
singing other people's stuff, like other songs?
No, he sang his own stuff. He's got like 3 albums that were
Really?
all
Wow. How did I
pretty,
miss? How did I miss those other 2?
mm.
Oh, damn. He must have really been messed up looking.
It just wasn't. I mean, the dynamics, man, just didn't work from that
Anybody got a
perspective.
picture of that? Because I want to see what this guy was looking like.
Yeah, there's probably,
He gave y'all all he had. That's
he
good.
did. He definitely did. He deep cuts. He went into it. So
Did DJ Cento, did he like DJ every day?
he does DJ every day, everything that man works. I don't know how
That's
he
the
works
code of
so
the
much.
DJ, man. That's what we do.
Now, what do you need to really stop?
Courtney
You
said he
need
wasn't
to
feeling.
stop.
Courtney said music wasn't feeling his best.
Oh, really? Oh,
That's what.
that's sad.
Otherwise, she's just giving him an out. That's all.
We enjoyed it.
Every day,
I
all
couldn't
day.
tell. I couldn't tell.
And, look, all the pictures you were posting, it looked like everybody was having a great time. So
Yeah, everybody had a great time, man.
that's the way it should be.
So, guys, you just go out there on socials and look up the hashtag TSP Live 2025, and you will see all the goodness. There was so many pictures and so many videos
I
and so many artists. You know what? Speech showed up and did their stuff. They did
I
2
thought I
songs.
saw somebody posted a little video of that.
Yeah,
Was
they
Dion
came and
Ferris
did.
still with him?
The singer?
Yeah, Dion Ferris.
No, they got a different singer. She sounded good though.
Oh, they had a different. Okay.
Yeah, they had a different singer. And then and you probably don't know these guys.
Ooh.
But they who was it? Uh, I don't
Like
remember their
some
name,
recent
but they
folks.
sing they sing what's it called? Oh my god. I just lost my train of thought. The swag song. Swag surf.
Oh God, I know that.
What?
I know that song.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they came out and actually sang the song.
Oh well, that's nice.
Yes.
Kindred Soul.
Fast Life Youngsters.
Kindred Soul.
Yeah, Kindred Soul did a concert. It's like every night we had somebody, or every
Oh,
day
okay. So I don't know
somebody
who
came out.
Yana Crawley is. Who is she? Like an
I
R&B
don't
singer or
know.
something?
Maybe that's the Kindred Soul people.
Oh,
Oh no, okay. Yana Crawley sang the Black National Anthem.
oh, that's
Oh
cool.
my
That's
god.
cool. No, that's
It
cool.
was she killed it.
Man, they still doing that Laffy Taffy thing?
Yeah, the Laffy Taffy guy came out.
Oh God.
It surprised us.
Wow.
I'm like, really? Like, who's this guy?
Did my boy Lil John come out and turn down for what?
No, no, not yet. We haven't had Little John.
Mm,
Hmm. That would be like next level. So
very cool. When's the next one of these things?
it's every June.
Oh, so it's your annual. I thought you guys had another event too.
Yeah, but he sunset that. So we used to
Uh,
do TSP game plan
okay.
in the first part of the year in January, but he's going to bring something else different, new. Not sure exactly what it is, but I don't think it's like open public event like TSP Live. I think that's
Oh,
going to
okay.
be the only
Well,
going forward.
the next live open to the public, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna. Why am I fronting?
Oh, you're coming to the next one.
I said I started thinking about it as it came out my mouth, and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can say that.
Oh, come on, come on, come on.
I don't like crowds.
Yeah, you go crazy, man. Yeah, it would be, you'd be able to handle.
Really? You say there's like 1,000 people at this thing?
Yeah, you'd be able to handle.
Mm.
And they already know you from
Yeah.
here.
I mean, I would like to meet somebody, especially Amber. She's like the third host at this point.
That's right. And Freddie did send a shout out. I got a picture with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. I'll
So
think about
I'll
it.
you out. Yeah, whatever. You
We
say
we
this
we need to
every year.
we need to do a live studio audience
Ah,
show, and we could bring your TSP folks.
okay.
JR says I don't like crowds, but I go. I don't like conferences, but I go. Come on. I had to say it like that. Thanks
See you,
for
Christine. We're
thanks for
here
hanging
every
out.
week
We'll
at
see you
5 o'clock
hopefully next
on
Friday.
Friday.
All right.
Every
Well,
week. All
you
right,
better
I'm gonna get out of here. I got
yeah,
a
you better
meeting.
go get that rib, and we
I
will
gotta
see
get my
y'all.
rib.
See you
Get
next
ready to
Friday. I guess we're still doing this. Later.
deuces.